Well, you may be surprised to learn that it's not just shoes for sale here at Heel to Toe. Sponsoring our segment today, they also carry a full line of braces that could help you from your head to your toe. I'm hanging out with Dan Coppolo. Dan, thanks for having us today.
Thanks for letting us hang out with you today.
Tell me a little bit about what you do here at Heel to Toe.
So I am the Director of Clinical Services, and as such, I do bracing and supports for all parts of the body, bottom of foot to top of the head. I don't do teeth and I don't do eyes.
But maybe that's something in the future.
Perhaps. We'll see. We'll see.
Tell me a little bit about this brace that you're holding.
Okay, so this is a newer style of bracing, and it's probably still the newest technology on the market. It's carbon, and carbon is lightweight, it is very strong, and it's very dynamic. Perhaps you saw the Paralympic Games that were on recently, and if you did, maybe you noticed some of the runners who were wearing prosthetic legs, and they had some fancy feet, which are carbon. And what was discovered 40, 50, 60 years ago is people with carbon feet were faster, they had a greater stride length, so the length of each step was longer, and they were more stable when they walked. So you see that in the running, and about 30 years ago, somebody figured out how to put that in a brace, and we get this type of bracing as a result.
Who would need a type of brace this style?
So we use these for a variety of patients. Ankle arthritis is a big one. So people who have such bad ankle arthritis that they actually need a fusion or an ankle replacement, but they can't do it yet, we can put them in something like this, and it really helps reduce the pain and helps them be more active. Perhaps people who are diabetic and have had a partial foot amputation. But a big one also is foot drop. So foot drop is, when you walk, each step you take, one foot and leg is on the ground, not doing anything, but supporting you, and the other is moving through space, and that's helping you advance your body. And people with foot drop, they can't pick up their toes. So when that foot is moving through space, the toes aren't happy, and the foot and toes aren't happy to be going along with it, and they will drag on the ground. And of the numerous problems that can cause, falling is a big one. And we don't want people to fall because that can be pretty tragic. So putting somebody in a brace like this can really help with that.
Well, we've actually put someone in a brace just like that. We have Meredith standing by here, so let's bring her in here. So kind of walk us through here what we're doing.
Okay, so Meredith is in one of these carbon braces, and as you can see, she's walking pretty well. So what do you think? What do you feel in this?
Very lightweight, very stable, and I feel a little bit of a spring.
Okay, so that's good. So the spring is a big deal. The spring means it's propulsive, and it is helping you propel or push through in your gait. And I think of it like a diving board. So if you've ever watched a diving competition, when the diver gets to the end of the board, they will bounce on the board bends down, and then it springs them back up. And that's a similar effect.
But is it comfortable in your shoe is what I'm like immediately looking at.
I feel like I'm just wearing a shoe with a little extra something, a little more support. I definitely feel something in my hip.
Okay, so also a normal reaction, and in your case, I think you're just feeling your muscles working a little bit differently, but for people who have had foot drop, for example, for 10, 15, 20 years, the muscles in their lower legs, so foot, ankle, and calf, don't work properly. And when those muscles aren't working properly below the knee, the muscles above the knee, so the thigh, the hamstring, the hips, they're not able to work. So a lot of times what happens is people put a brace on like this, it puts the foot in the proper position, the muscles start working properly, then all of a sudden they're feeling their hip muscles, which haven't worked in years, all of a sudden wake up, which is a great thing, because when those muscles wake up, people are stronger, they get stronger, they can move better, and then they can start doing things beyond walking. I always tell people they have to walk in these braces. After that, it's up to them. Running, great. Walking, hiking, great. High levels of activity, that's what we want people to be able to achieve.
Yeah. Get them back out and moving.
Yes.
All right, let's say somebody's out there and they're like, I really could benefit from a brace. What does that process look like when they come in through the door? Do you fit them, ask them questions, do kind of a consult? How does that look?
So it happens in a couple of ways. A lot of times we get people with specific referrals for the brace from their physician. We always need a physician order before we can dispense a brace. I've had people come in for evaluations, and I'll do an exam, we'll do a gait analysis, and then make recommendations, and then send them back to their doctor for further evaluation.
Okay, very good. Well, it's not just leg braces. I mean, we've got knee braces, hip braces, back braces. This is the place to come if you need a brace.
Absolutely it is.
Okay, let's remind everybody where you're located.
So we are in downtown Urbana. 106 West Main is the actual street address, and we are in the Heel to Toe complex.
Very good. Well, fascinating technology and the advances that they've come up with in braces, and we appreciate you sharing that with us today.
Thanks for the opportunity to talk with you today.
You're welcome. All right, if you want to learn more about all of the options that they have here when it comes to your braces needs at Heel to Toe, we'll connect you with them after today's show at ciLiving.tv, and we do thank them for sponsoring our segment today.